Hey y'all, it's Amanda. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to do the wrap up for my 2024 reading stats and a quick flip through this reading journal. Alright, you guys, so this is a very impromptu video. I'm not really prepared, but I need to get this filmed. It's actually probably going to be just a bonus video that I throw out there in the middle of other uploads because reasons. I have so much to share with you guys, and I feel like I don't really want to hold this for very long because it's related to 2024. So you may have some extra content, like extra content this month, that February may be a little bit lacking in content, who knows, but we're just getting this stuff out there whenever I can. So I wanted to wrap this up and just share with you guys the reading stats of like how many books did I read this year or last year, and the genres and all of those different things. And I also wanted to do just a quick flip through this. So if you haven't seen my 2025 reading goals and reading journal setup, I will link that video. It was a Vlogmas video, and even then things have changed since then. I feel like your goals are never ending at this point, but I really feel like, or ever changing, I guess. It just depends on what season of life you're in. And for me, I really, why am I still holding this? For me, it's like I really want to just focus on getting things done that I want to get done, but also reading the books on my shelves is a big thing, and trying to get the commitments done for the ARCs and everything like that. So I mentioned some of those things in that video, but I also said I wanted to read 100 books for 2025. And for me, I feel like I said it in that video, but if I don't hit that, I don't care. It's fine. Like, I've only read one book so far this year, and it's the 10th or the 11th. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Life is busy, and I don't care. It's not about a numbers game or anything like that. Like, just as long as you're having fun reading, if you read one book, you're a reader. I've always said that. And I set it at 100 because it's what it was last year, and I read over that. But please, disclaimer for this video, really, in general anyway, do not compare any reading or anything like that to anything I share in this video. Like, this is just purely fun. I love hearing people's stats and different things for what they read about what their reading year for 2024. And that's what I wanted to share today. And a lot of y'all mostly wanted to see the reading journal, and that's the main reason I'm even doing this video, is to like the reading journal itself. This one is a little bit different than the one I'm doing for 2025. I did a lot of printouts in this, and you can see how like thick this got, which is fine. But I printed a lot of things out, cut them out, that graphics that I made about like each month wrap up and stuff like that. But in 2025, I want to be a little more simple and just write it down. There have been a couple of times I printed some things out already, like for the beginning of the year, maybe some reading challenges. I'll do that. I don't know. But regardless, most of this is printouts, and that was a lot easier for me this last year, but I still feel like it was a lot of work, like having to create the graphics, and so I don't want to put that on myself. So for 2025, we are just going to do what we can and be very simple with the reading journal and update it whenever I have time. It's not going to be like a serious thing. And even with this, I would go months and not update my reading journal, right? It was just like something I had for whenever I wanted to do it, but like it wasn't like an every month thing. And I want to try to do better with that in 2025, but it's, again, not a big deal. So anyway, all the logistics out the way, let's talk about the reading goals I had for the year, and did I meet them? Okay, so I wanted to read 100 books, and I did. I read 186 books. Now, when I say that, let me just preface this with saying, audiobook city. Audiobooks, you guys, like that is my life right now, is a lot of audiobooks. I always have them earbuds in, and it is what it is. I do listen on 2-speed, sometimes quicker. It depends on the narrator, but everybody has their thing, and that's kind of how I get a lot of my reading done. I will say Chantel from Chantel Reads All Day had a really good video about how to read more if you are looking to do that, but I will link it down below. I've shared it before. And, you know, really, I don't watch any TV. If you think about TV, and I really try to cut back on my scroll time this last year, it didn't happen as much as I wanted to, but, you know, I would specifically try to not get on Instagram to scroll through the reels some days and focus on the reading. And so, you know, that's just kind of naturally what happened, you know. And so please do not compare. If you read one book in a year, it's fine. Like, do not feel like any comparison, because that's a lie. The devil wants a liar, okay? He wants us to compare each other, and that's just, no, do not do that, because life is too short, and you are valuable as a reader no matter how many books you read in a year, okay? So that's just the first thing I want to say. But I did meet that goal. Read 50 books from the shelves. I didn't meet that goal. I don't even know how many I had from the shelves. I don't think I counted, actually. But I know it was over 50. Once I hit 50, I just quit counting. But it was 50 books from the shelves before 2024 started, and that's the same goal I have for 2025. So anything that I got before the year started this year is what I want to like work off of. New books, I'm not going to count that. So yeah, and I'm actually may have a spread in here. I don't know if I do. I don't even know if I finished this reading journal, to be honest with y'all, but here. Okay, so yeah, read 5 nonfiction. I did do that, and I have a nonfiction wrap-up video coming out soon, and I have a nonfiction TBR for 2025 as well coming out soon. Then we have got read 5 classics. That did not happen. I might have read, what, 1? Anyway, moving on. I do want to try to read a little bit more classics. Every year I say that just because I have some on my shelves. There is one on the 25 and 25 that Blake picked. I'd like to read another Anne of Green Gables maybe in the series, and who knows what else. I've got Heidi as well that I wanted to read. I did a video one time of the classics that I wanted to read, but like I'm not always a classics girly. Oh, right now I'm reading Persuasion, so that would count. So like we already ahead. If I just read Persuasion, I'm good. I don't really have that as a goal for 2025, honestly, but I would like to still just make an effort to read 1 or 2, so.
Ignore this water bottle. Y'all, me looking. I'm like, I got stuff on the shelves. What is it? My keys. They sitting here. Hurry. Ignore the background.
So, the next goal was to do the Southern Charm Readathon again. I did complete that. Thank you so much to all of the co-hosts, the lovely co-hosts that helped me this last year, and we're going to come back with it again this year, so I'm looking forward to that. And I wanted to read 5 Kindle or Audible only owned books. I think 5 Kindle and 5 Audible is what I said. I have a spread on that. I think I got close to the Kindle only. The problem is physical reading didn't happen a whole lot. Audios did. So I don't know. Did I hit that? Maybe, maybe not. At least 4 of them I know. Read 5. Well, no, it's not fiction. Audible only owned. I had 4 of those at least. So that's not bad. I have a lot in my Audible library that I need to get to, but sometimes I forget they're there, and then I go to the Libby app and I get it there, and I'm like, I done had this. Okay, anyway. So yeah, then my last goal was ARCs for must read only. And it's hilarious because your girl put LOL next to that. So yeah, we'll talk about that. That kind of, okay, like I did okay for the first part of the year with that, but like literally the rest of the year, it was a no. I probably did 70 plus ARCs this last year. And so I really would like to keep it to 20 minimum, 20 to 25-ish if I do any this next year. So we will see where I land with that. But, because I don't want the majority of my reading to be that. So, and I really don't even care if it's 20 or 25 or 10, but because I have some commitments through April, that's why I say that. I'd like to keep it at least. Don't take any more on than I want to, because it's just been crazy. And I had to put something in my Instagram profile. Life is busy, you guys. I will say this, just to preface this. Anybody watching the videos who's like an author or anything like that, like I'm not taking any new author requests on. I've received at least 4 messages in 2 days, and I was like, you guys, like usually it's like every now and then, but lately the messages, there's 2 of them I ignored purposefully because I don't like when someone just messages you without context. There is the ones that actually are kind and will say, hey, you know, here's what my book's about. I think we align with our interests or something like that. And it does sound like something I would read. Yes, I will respond to them. I send a voice memo sometimes, just like explaining, look, I'm sorry, I'm so busy. I've overcommitted myself. I have a special needs son. Like, life is busy. Like, all this stuff. Like, I don't have time right now. I'm taking a step back, you know, that kind of thing. And that everyone's always kind about it. But there are some that will just send you a message and be like, do you want to read my book? What is the book? Number 1, they don't even say the title. Number 2, they don't tell you the genre. And then I had one, and I was like, honey, I know she may not know, but they literally just say, like, how can you please just repost my stuff in your story? Or like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know who you are. And I ignore it because, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not going to waste the time or energy on this when they didn't even really get to know me, number one, or if they knew my content, or number two, it's like they just want to use your platform for their gain. And I don't like that. It just seems kind of like sleazy. So that's one thing. But those are some of the messages sometimes I get. And I know some of you guys probably get the same thing. And I don't really understand it. Sometimes it looks spammy when they do that too. Like, is that even legit? But specifically, like, if you're not going to have any context, you know, I'm not going to respond to you. And so I just decided to put in my profile on Instagram. It may not stop the request, but I'm not accepting any new review requests right now. Review requests for new authors. I still have launch teams I'm on, street teams, whatever you call them. I still have some authors I support. I'm going to continue that. I still have some commitments with Baker Publishing that I will continue. But when it comes to that, no. It's just like, I don't even know you. Like, are you just wanting to use my platform for your gain? Like, I don't understand. It doesn't seem genuine. I don't love that. So I had to add it to my Instagram profile. So that's a little side note. But we're 10 minutes deep. I didn't even show the thing. Okay. Anyway, I just want to say that because I'm not taking any new commitments on because of what the goal was last year. I really need to be very mindful of those things because I don't want to be stretched so thin that I'm overwhelmed. I don't need to be overwhelmed about reading a book. Reading should be fun. And there's plenty of people out here who will do ARC reviews for authors and stuff that I don't need to worry about it. I can just put it in my most anticipated releases if I really am interested in it. Or I do share a lot of things in my stories that I genuinely want to share in my stories. But, you know, it's just like, you know, or someone will say, hey, what's your process for reading, for me to get on your list for you to read my book? I don't really have a process. Like, at this point, like, I just pick, I apply where I want to apply. Like, it's just weird. It's very salesy, and I don't love that. And I even work in marketing, and I get it. Everybody got that. They need to probably understand where we're coming from, and I understand where they're coming from. But, like, at the end of the day, I'm not going to be the one, you know? So take my grain of salt. All right, reading challenges. You guys, I completed some reading challenges this year. I will show you guys the actual, what I fulfilled, but I completed Oshina's. Well, actually, it's not Oshina's. I did do hers. What am I saying? I'm out of order. I completed Chantel's Read Your Bookshelf Challenge, except for 2 months, so I thought that was pretty good. I completed Jane Reed's, her Christian Fiction Challenge. I did complete the bingo board for that. I completed Katie's Read Around the World-a-thon and Oshina's Read Christian Romance Challenge. And so we'll show you the bingo boards here whenever we do a flip through. Genre. So out of the 186 books, I hope this adds up. If not, forgive me. My math ain't good. Contemporary romance, we had 51. Historical fiction, 19. Historical romance, 18. Classics, 1. Nonfiction, we had 11. Biblical fiction or allegory, 5. Fantasy, sci-fi, or dystopian. I lumped that together. We had 10. Who is this? Middle grade, we had 9. Middle grade March, girl. Manga or graphic novels, I had 6. Mystery or suspense, I had 26. General contemporary, I had 10. And romantic suspense, I had 20. And 94 out of 186 was Christian fiction. And that's half of the reading, right at 50%. So we love to see it. I had a lot of clean reads, you know, they're not considered Christian fiction. So that's what the others would be. Different genres here we got, okay? But the most I read, obviously, so it looks like my number one was, of course, contemporary romance at 51. And then mystery and suspense, is that number 2? 26. And then romantic suspense was 20. So that's the top 3. Love to see it. So that's kind of the genre tracking stats. I know Goodreads kind of gives you your average rating. I want to say mine, I'll put pictures on the screen of that, but I want to say that mine was like a 4 point something. I do a lot of 4 and 5 stars, rarely. If it's going to be a 3-star, sometimes I'll DNF it. I'm doing better about DNFs. had a few 2 stars. I didn't keep track of how many 5 and 4 and 3s and all that stuff, but I'll put pictures on the screen of what the Goodreads wrap-up said. I want to, like, your year in books, and I want to say, I don't remember how many pages it was that I read, but to me, I listen on audio. I don't really care about that. So, how many hours I listened, I'd love to know that. I didn't keep up with that. But anyway, let's go ahead and just do the flip through, and then we'll be back. Okay, I really don't know the best way to do a flip through because I don't have a stand right now, so we're just going to, like, go with it the best way I know how with this front page, and I'm just going to flip through the best I can, you guys. I know this is not perfect, but we're here, and it's the only way I really have right now. I was going to try to hold the phone, but it's really wobbly, and I don't want to make nobody motion sick. So the first introduction page we have here is the introduction page. What am I saying? The first, when you open it, honey, the cover. We've got the stickers that Tay got me, the Darcy ones, Pride and Prejudice, for my birthday. She got me like a sticker pack. Love that. Lots of Pride and Prejudice stuff. 2024 reading journal. I love doing hand lettering and everything. And I meant to say this is from Archer and Olive. They do a lot of like bullet journals and stuff. So anyway, so I've got that spread, and then I've got the next spread here. Just had more stickers and my little logo sticker that my friend created when I first started my channel. Then we have got the reading goals and the 24 and 2024 wrap up from the hubs. Okay, I was marking everything up there, marking everything off there whenever I completed that. So I thought that'd be really neat to just keep that in so I could kind of mark that off as I go. And then we have got the read 5 nonfiction and the goals actually listed out. Read 5 nonfiction and read 5 Kindle only owned. So I was trying to keep track of that the best I could. I think I didn't even finish the nonfiction. I had 11, but I didn't even finish writing it in. So, yeah. Not always the best track record, but it's fine. You don't have to be perfect. The classics. Actually, I guess you could consider Honest Faith was a nonfiction more so, but I guess it could be like a classic because of how old it was, written by Spurgeon, but whatever. I just said one. And that was Anne of the Island by Ellen Montgomery. And I put LOL. Yeah. Then we've got read 5 Audible only owned, and I've got that kind of listed out here as well. I had 4, so it's fine. Then the reading challenges. So here are the bingo boards for the reading challenges, you guys. I hope you can see this okay. Please forgive me for the bad lighting and just like doing this off the cuff, but if I don't do this today, we're not going to get done. But for Chantel's Read Your Bookshelf Challenge, here is all the books I read for that. Okay. We've got Every Dog Has His Day by Janice Thompson, Prince Caspian by C.S. Lewis, Refugee, Alan Gratz, Anne of the Island by Ellen Montgomery, What the Wind Knows, Amy Harmon. June and July, they were both blank, didn't hit anything for that. Beyond Ivy Walls, Rachel Fordham, Lethal Standoff by Diane Mills, Honest Faith by Charles Spurgeon, Frozen River by Ariel Lawhon, and Home for Christmas by Courtney Cole. And then we've got Jane Reed's, her Christian Fiction Reading Challenge, and that is Veiled in Smoke, Jocelyn Green, Submerged by Danny Petrie. Let's see. What is that? Alaskan Rescue. Honey, I can't even say it. I can't remember her name. Is it Terry Reed? Anyway. One of those like love and suspense books. Leaning on Air by Cheryl Gray Bostrom or something like that. May was to do a one-word title, so I didn't have anything, so I did like a swap out because she has like the bonus prompts, and I swapped it out for a favorite author, and so that was Mind Games by Nancy Mail. Then June was Rocky Mountain Journey, by Misty Beller, and that was your second most read genre. Sorry, I'm not even telling you the prompts. Anyway, I did put these on my Instagram, but July, we had Better Together by Mandy Blake. Then there was Beneath the Surface, Lynn H. Blackburn. Lethal Standoff in September by Diane Mills. October was Forever After All, Mandy Blake. November was The House on Foster Hill, Jamie Jo Wright. December was A Year of Flowers by Suzanne Woods Fisher. So, again, there are the prompts if you want to pause and look at it, but that's kind of everything I wrapped up there. And then we have got Katie's Read Around the World a thon. Okay, you can see that. I did like a two-page spread there so you can see the prompts. But I had Crumb and Poetry by Made of Flower, Rocky Road by Becky Wade, My Lucky Charm, Courtney Walsh, Love and Tandem by Becca Kinzer, The Roads We Follow, Nicole Deese, I Must Betray You by Rita Sepades, Suffering Is Never for Nothing, Elizabeth Elliot, The Ice Swan by Janelle Shizelski. I've literally been saying her name wrong every time, so whatever. Shizelski today. It's Shizelski today. But He's My Grumpy Neighbor, Anna Conwell, The Winged Tiara by Janelle Shizelski, Tea with Elephants by Robin Jones Gunn, and The Frozen River by Ariel Lawhon. So got that done. And here is the more of like, if you want to pause it and look at it, love to see it, right? Then we have got Oshina's Christian Romance Reading Challenge. These are what I completed for that those prompts. And we've got not Rocky Road, honey, start from the top. New release was The Seamstress of Acadie by Laura France. New author was Ready to Protect by Valerie Hansen. New purchase was Rocky Road by Becky Wade. Different genre was Fatal Witness by Patricia Bradley. Cute cover was Love in Tandem by Becca Kinzer. A past fave, Submerged by Danny Petrie. Wanted to Read, Hope Like Wildflowers by Pepper Basham. Forever After All by Mandy Blake was in a series. Rainbow cover was The Nature of a Lady by Rosanna M. White. Fall season was Shadows of Swampford Abbey by Julie Klassen. Historical was Embers in the London Sky by Sarah Sundin. And Christmas was Meddling with Mistletoe by Liz Johnson. Yes, girl. We got it done. Yes. So, then I had the Read in the New Year Readathon update there. Had 4 books for that, looks like. Then I had my favorites books of the year spread. I just don't feel like I kept up with this very well, so we're just going to fly by that. Least favorite books of the year, DNFs. Tried to keep track of that. Let's see. Then we had our buddy read spread and the new releases graphics of things like my most anticipated. I tried to keep up with this buddy read like for the first quarter. I write so big that I had so much going on, like book club stuff and stuff like that I just didn't have enough space. So I ended up like just scrapping that. And then we've got our ARC reading NetGalley spread. I was marking that off as I went. And then January. So I was at the beginning of last year. I'm laughing at myself now. But this right here, look. Content plans. I was trying to do content plans for like the first few months. It just, because January I had a lot I was doing. And I was like, look, I just couldn't keep up with that. So, yeah. It is what it is. I had like a brain dump page for each month as well, just like different review posts and things I was doing. Then I had the January TBR graphic that was posted on Instagram and other books that came up throughout the month. Then we had the January wrap up. And I would always post these reading trackers on Instagram. I do have like a highlight on my Instagram if you want to check that out for reading trackers throughout the year for the different graphics. And you just screenshot that and you can do your own thing with it wherever you edit, stuff like that. And just put the books over the book spaces of what you read for the year, and you can put your star rating, whatever you want for tracking it. I'm not doing any new ones for this year, but I've left the highlight there for anybody who wants that. So I had so many. I had like 6 per month, so there's plenty to choose from. So that's what I was kind of doing here. And February, we had the content plans, the brain dump. Then we had the TBR. I'm going through this pretty quick, I'm sorry. And then other books I read. Then we had the Once Upon a February readathon. Okay, that's coming back, you guys. I'm so excited that Tay over at Tales and Truths with Tay is doing, and I will be participating in that one. I shared it in my community tab. So, super excited for that. I got my bingo board and everything of what I completed there. I don't read a lot of fairy tale retellings, but you don't have to for that readathon. Just fit the prompts. Except, I think they want you to read maybe one. Either way, her video is going to be linked in the description if you want to check that out. Then I was doing lots of recommendations, and I really like these graphics that I did over on Instagram to keep up with stuff. It's also helped me like when I was filming the video so I could kind of remember what I wanted to talk about. Then I had a Bible reading tracker of what I was reading for the Bible, and everything from, I highlighted in purple what I'd read at least before once in my life, right? And then here, it shows, like, in the bluish, green, whatever, because I kept, like, losing the pen. So, they're different colors. But anything that's that kind of color was, like, what I read last year. And then everything in the purple was, like, before 2024. So, yeah, I didn't read as much as I wanted to, but I did get some things done. Then I had a Lent spread, some scripture, hand-lettered there. Then I had February reading wrap-up. Had a pretty good reading month. That was my best reading month, it looks like. Even forgot a book to put on there. March had more content plans. The brain dump had that written out. March TBR. Middle grade March Mystery Madness. It's always a busy month. And we had the middle grade and March Mystery Madness book recs, because I was going to do videos on that. I'll be doing some more recs, at least for middle grade. I don't know about the mystery, but we'll see. Then, of course, the Southern Term Readathon plans that I had, okay, like me trying to like brainstorm things. My library usage, okay, didn't keep up with that at all. Worth nothing. I didn't keep up with that at all. And Kindle Unlimited. So, yeah, I didn't keep up with that. So, we're going on. Physical shelves. I was keeping up with that, actually. Look at me. I didn't even finish it. But I wrote down a lot, at least for a little while, and then I fell off the wagon with that. So, I met the goal. I just quit writing it down. Another spread of arcs. A lot of times, I'd be like, okay, I need to get this out of my head and write it down. And I ended up writing it down separately, just like so I could see it. Then I had the March wrap-up. Love it. All right. Then I've got the middle grade. Oh, I guess I did a spread on middle grade. Like, the more Rex and the Post. I don't really know what that is. Moving on. Maybe it's a TBR. And then the March Mystery Madness. I guess I, like, redid this. So that's cool. Then April, I got the brain dump content plans. I kind of quit posting the content plans ahead of time at that point because life was crazy. April TBR. Stopped with the pictures for a little bit just because. And then started writing it down with some stickers. Buddy Reads. I started a new Buddy Reads section, at least for a few months. I got through July on that. And Shower Me with Flowers readathon that Katie did. Didn't even put the graphics in here for that, but I did write it down. Then May, we had the May content plans. And the May Reads were all together. Because I forgot to leave space for it. Then I had my Southern Charm readathon wrap-up, bingo board, and what I read for that. I had the TBR and like made some adjustments as needed. Then I had wrote down my most anticipated releases. This is kind of what I envision for the next year on my new reading journal. Not printing out things, but writing it down. Then I had the summer book bingo that Tiffany over at Beautiful Minutia does. Love that. Then June content plans. Some more stickers for the summer. June TBR. Again, I didn't print them out. And then the June reads. I did print these out. And it's pretty easy what I usually do. July was pretty simple. Just writing some things out for content plans, Instagram, what I needed to get done. Then July TBR. Wrote it out. And then July reads. More of the trackers. And August content. And I was like, wait, what is that? The Keep Me in Suspense readathon that Caitlin at Chronicles of a Book Nerd asked me to help co-host with her, and Jeanette at Jane Reads. So I had that kind of here as well. Then, August TBR, other reads, more stickers, and then the August reads. All right. Then, I did my Keep Me in Suspense final bingo board. And the wrap-up for the Beaches and Books readathon. There were several co-hosts that helped Katie with that. So I had my bingo board there for that one. And then the fall releases. I was keeping up with that. And I highlighted the ones I had for review. And then September. Love It. Content and TBR. And then September reads. You can tell the end of the year. Your girl was literally like halfway through the year. I was like, I can't keep up with this. October to be read. Plans, content, all that stuff. And then the journal through the Bible readathon that Katie did. And where I landed with that. Then the Middle Earth readathon that Reese from the Writing Songbird did. With several ladies. Looks like Holly, Christy, and Celestia. So. And then Cozy Cottage readathon that Chantel did. Then, my October reads. Then, Vlogmas planning. Hey, girl. Would love to see it. Didn't even feel like nothing on the other page. November content plans. Barely filled anything out there. Look, the end of the year. November TBR. End of the year review books. Because I was like, that's the point when I was like, okay, I'm done with these arcs. I need to figure this out. Then November reads. And December content. And I'm sorry I'm going so fast, but like, I don't mean for you to like have to look at every little thing. I just kind of want to share a little bit of how it looked. Tinsel and Tales readathon. Completed that. Completely forgot to talk about this in my December wrap-up, you guys. So, yeah, Lucy at the Lucy Chronicles and several people hosted this. And I did participate. And here is my bingo board. I put it in my community tab if you want to look at it. But, yep, I did help create the graphic for it. But I wasn't able to help co-host. I was going to, and then I had to take a step back because life was crazy. But I was able to at least do the graphic, and that was fun. So, yeah. Then December, no graphic, busy list. Oh my gosh. So, didn't even write down the full TBR for December, you guys. I didn't. It was like, this is what life is. We're real human beings. We don't have time. December reads, so, able to finish that off. I think I updated like the last 4 months of the year all at the same time, because I hadn't even touched this. Then my goal recap, where did I land with stuff? And recap on the ARCs, just so I could kind of see what I had done, making sure I got all my commitments done. And that's when I realized I had done so much and didn't need to be doing them as much as I was. 2025, the ARCs I've committed to, just so I could, like, keep track of that. And then I had my favorite books of the year spread. I still got to put that on Instagram. Favorite rom-coms of the year, so not film that. Favorite nonfiction of the year. And that was it, I think. Yeah. So we had just a few pages left to spare, and it was full. So that was everything that I had for the actual reading. What am I saying? Honey, what am I even trying to say? That was everything I had for the reading journal. Okay, so let me know if you keep a reading journal. Kind of what are some things you track in it. You can kind of see what works better than others for me. And sometimes I don't update things, and that's fine. If it's left blank, who cares? We're not going to go back and try to fill in every single page. But I did try to, like, at least fill out my reading wrap up portions, because with the graphics here, I'm not going to do that in the new one. I don't think. We'll see if I change my mind, but I'm going to at least write it out. It helps me when I try to go to the end of the year and kind of see what all I've read and really think about what are my favorites of the year. Something about seeing them written out like that helps me kind of just organize everything thought-wise. So, yeah, let me know if you keep a reading journal, like I said. What are some of the things you track? And what do you think of mine? I know it really wasn't the best quality. I'm doing the front-facing camera. It's a whole thing. Y'all, I'm barely getting this done. I just really want to go ahead and get this video filmed and just chit-chat a little bit about how the year went. I think 2024 was a really good reading year, and I'm looking forward to 2025 just to kind of see where things are. I think so many of us have said that this is the year, 2025 is the year of, like, taking the steps back. Boundaries are in place. Whatever we needed to do, we are going to do what we want to do and not what everybody else wants to do, and just take charge and take control of our reading. Mood read when we want to. Like, I've seen so many people talk about this. Less ARCs, so many people are talking about this. They've overwhelmed, overcommitted themselves, and at the end of the day, we can read a book whenever. It doesn't have to be before someone else reads it, before it comes out, it's released, like, unless you really just want to do that, you know. So I've talked extensively about that here on the channel. So yeah, I just think that that's one of the things that a lot of us are talking about. I keep seeing those buzzwords kind of going around, like boundaries, taking steps back, mood read, like a lot of things, piles of possibilities versus TBR. So many people are doing this, and I love it. I love the way that we're all just kind of like realizing we need to take that time for our families, and that this will always be here. This is the best community on the internet, I feel like, and that we would just make sure that we are really doing that. I don't really want to say self-care, but taking care of ourselves the best way we can, and just taking breaks when needed. Like, I don't know that February is going to have a lot of videos. Who knows? I feel like I'm really wanting to take a break at some point, so I may only do like one video a week in February. Who knows? I have a lot of content plans I want to do. It just depends on my mood, but you know, there's a lot in January to get out that's already scheduled through February, and I hope that's okay. A lot of that stuff's already been filmed from December, early January, so I hope it's okay that you see it later in the month. I don't want to, like, bombard your feed with a lot of videos at once. So, yeah, because, I mean, we can't watch everybody's videos. I don't want to plan for everybody to watch mine. But I don't want to, like, release something every day, you know. I want to space it out at least 3 videos a week, but I am going to just throw this one in there as a 4th for the week, because I don't know where to put this. So, who knows? Anyway, but thank you so much for watching. Let's chit chat below in the comments as always. I hope you enjoyed the video for what it was. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.